Welcome to Marketing with Russ, aka hashtag Russ Selfie, and my amazing friend Tracy Borreson. It's going to be such a good one today. Make sure you share this out. Let people know we're on. Here we go. Do you want to know how amazing people connect? Well, you're in the right place. Welcome to Marketing with Russ, aka hashtag Russ Selfie.
Thanks for connecting. And if you like what you hear, please share.
Special thank you to our sponsors of Marketing with Russ, Greenyard Pacific Lawn Maintenance, Gregory Home Team of Keller Williams, and Best Heating and Cooling in Scioto, Oregon. For more information on Greenyard Pacific Yard Maintenance and their amazing yard care, go to greenyardpacific.com. And for more information on the Gregory Home Team of Keller Williams and their amazing real estate services, go to sellwithgregory.com. Finally, for Best Heating and Cooling and their heating and cooling services based out of Scioto, Oregon, go to best-heating.com. Music by Connor Hedge and Protestant, used with permission. Hey, everybody. Russ here on Marketing with Russ, aka hashtag Russ Selfie. Ready for another amazing week. Are you ready? I am. I'm so pumped and ready to roll. Mornings are my time and I'm ready to go. And I hope you are too. Whatever time it is where you are, I am praying that you're having a great day already and just thankful that you're here. I want to give a special shout out again to our sponsors. And I noticed that I did forget to put down Agape Village, and make sure you look for all of their information in the show notes and in the comments and how to connect with them and the amazing things that they're doing. So thanks again for Greenyard Pacific, Gregory Home Teams of Keller Williams, Best Heating and Cooling, and Agape Village. And I'm telling you, such amazing organizations. Appreciate them. We are also listener supported. Don't forget, you can scan this QR code or look for the link in the comments, and you can actually give to, I call it a ministry, the ability to get positive information out there with amazing people like Tracy Borreson, who's with me today. I'm telling you, I am blessed with hundreds and hundreds of amazing friends, and some of them are full of a little bit more information than others, and Tracy is one of those. She's got all kinds of information. So anyway, people would say I'm full of something too, so there you go. Anyway, looking for an amazing day today. You know, Marketing with Russ, aka hashtag Russ Selfie, is on every Monday and Thursday, 8 a.m. Pacific Daylight Time for your listening and viewing pleasure. That's right. You can not only watch us live at 8 a.m. Pacific, but you can also watch on replay after we're done. It sits there as a video live stream or a video podcast on YouTube and LinkedIn forever, Facebook for 30 days. So you can go and watch to your heart's content, connect. Please, if you missed this, share it with friends still. Because, you know, there's amazing people here. We are all about how amazing people connect here on Marketing with Russ. And Tracy is definitely one of those amazing people. She is a regular, not only on Marketing with Russ, but on Russ Reels Live. She is one of my star panelists that is always adding so much great value. I love to connect with you. RussHedge.com is a place to go. I keep it simple. RussHedge.com. If you know my name, you know how to get there. And we're just updating that website now, but it's looking great. And so all the information you need there about everything from my cancer story, from my marketing coaching, from my inspirational speaking, which is really the main thing I love to do, to inspire and encourage your team to be more productive and to inspire you to have a better life. So anyway, love to do that. Go to RussHedge.com for that and connect with me too, please, any way you want. Social media, email, phone number. You can even schedule time on my calendar. Love for you to Zoom with me. That'd be so great. I mentioned that we broadcast on YouTube. That's right. So all of this information is on YouTube. And you know what? You really need to subscribe if you have not. If you know the name of the show you're watching, Marketing with Russ, that's how you get to my YouTube page. Marketingwithruss.live will take you directly there. You can subscribe today. It is growing and booming. We are just really expanding. Excited for that. You can find out all the information on the shows there, but you also can watch my amazing pets on YouTube Shorts. Also, the marketing tip of the day is there. Other great information. So you're going to want to do that. We're going to have the marketing tip of the day coming up here. If you would do me a favor and please share this right now, tag a few of your friends, let them know, because everybody's busy. It's Monday morning. They're thinking, oh man, I got so much to do. I just don't have time for anything. And I can't remember what's going on in my world. Well, help them out. Tell them Marketing with Russ is on. It's a way to encourage their day, to inspire them. Short half hour to get rolling for a new day. So there you go. So I'd love it if you would do that today. Okay. So also, every Monday and Thursday, we do the marketing tip of the day, which we're going to do. But I also forgot to mention, behind me, Befuddled, Live the Life You Choose is available at, I know, it's shocking, RussHedge.com, along with my other collaborative books, which are amazing, and a workbook for Befuddled, all available at marketingwithRussHedge.com. Also, you can go to Amazon or any online bookseller and find them as well. So look for that there. I would love to be able to encourage you today with that. So there you go. Now it's time for the marketing tip of the day. All right. So we do this every Monday and Thursday, short little inspirational piece to just help you with your day. Really, so many little truths that help you become better and more productive. So today, I just want to encourage you. It's short. This will be cut out, put on YouTube Shorts, all social media as well. So then you can take and share this with your friends independently, and I would love for you to do that. Okay, are you ready? I am. Here we go. All right. This is your marketing tip of the day. Take action. That's it. Take action. Don't just think about things. Don't just plan and mull things over and really hope for great things, which is all good, but you need to take action. You need to put an action plan in place. You need to intentionally move in the direction you want to go. That's right. One step at a time, one step at a time. You don't have to see the whole ladder. You just have to take a step and then the next step and then the next step. If you don't take action, you're going nowhere. And today I want to encourage you because I want you to go places. I want to encourage and inspire you to live a purpose-driven life of significance. And how do you do that? You take action, become a world changer, a difference maker in your sphere of influence. And we all have that. Everybody's a leader. Everybody's an influencer in their world. And today there's somebody out there waiting for you to inspire them by taking action. And that is your marketing tip of the day. All right, there we go. So that will get cut out, put out separately. Super excited about that. But I want to get Tracy in the room here before it takes too long. She's back there going, what in the world is going on? Hey, Tracy.
I'm back here just being entertained, so I'm all good.
Yes, I know. My whole goal is to make you smile. It worked. There you go.
It did.
Doesn't take much with you. So tell me and everybody else, what in the world has Tracy Borreson been up to lately? What are you all about?
Oh, what is okay? So here's the thing: for those of you who don't know me, like I'm always up to all of the things. I was sharing with Russ before we went live that I have signed up to coach my local competitive fastball team, the under 13 girls, which has been like so fun, but like way more time commitment than I think I bargained for. But hey, this is how we do, right? And I am all about authenticity. And it's been like really fun for me to bring that into like a sports coaching capacity. I have coached sports before. I haven't for many years. And it's really rewarding to be able to like see the team and see where everybody like fits in the overall puzzle and how we can optimize the individual humans and create a like really powerful team. It's like one of the things I'm all about as a human, whether that's your marketing team, whether that's your team at home, whether that is a team at your church or in your community. There's like so many places, kind of like what Russ was saying, marketing tip of the day, to take action. There's people everywhere who are just like waiting to be part of a community. And sometimes all they need is an invite. So I've made it my job to make invites. And if people want to say no, that's up to them. But I will make invites all the time.
Well, and that's what I love about you, Tracy, is that you're all about taking positive action and helping others through all that they're doing. And you have always got a great opinion on everything that we talk about, and you're always so inspiring. So let's back up. And somebody says, okay, I'm going through life. I got my business. I love to coach and do those kind of things too, but how can you help me with my business? How can you inspire me and move me in the right direction besides that great smile?
It's really interesting because marketing is an output. When we're talking about marketing, we're very often talking about social media posts, things like this, a live show, podcasts, writing books, these types of things. And all of these things are outputs. And we get very distracted by the output. And a lot of people are out in the world selling one specific formula or one specific blueprint to achieve one specific output. And the thing that's very difficult about that from a individual business owner point of view is that you don't really know what you need. Do I need an email list? Do I need a podcast? Do I need to post on social media every day? And there's a lot of people saying yes, and there's a lot of people saying no. And then you're like, what do I do? I don't know what to do. So this is where I live. I live to help people just get recentered and like, who are you? What are you here to do? And how do we make decisions based on that? How do we take positive, small, iterative action towards those things? How do we connect the dots between who we are as a business and what we're trying to achieve as a business through marketing? So yeah, that's kind of the overview of Tracy's marketing stuff.
Well, I love that. What I love about that is that you're listening, you're helping people focus in on what they are truly all about or what they should be all about based on, because a lot of people are having troubles with getting the right message out there. What are they really trying to do? And so you're helping them to focus in on what they're trying to do and how to take action, right? Because a lot of people think, I don't know what action to take. I don't know what to do, right?
And this is the really interesting thing about action, because we almost always associate it with doing something, right? So again, if we look at that in marketing, let's say writing and publishing a social media post, that's something I could check off that I did today. But what if instead of just focusing on the doing from a taking action point of view, we also focused on our way of being? So how we are being, I love this specifically for coaches, because when a coach is just like, you're listening to a client and you're just like in the zone, you listen and then you respond. You know what to say. You're not judging what you have to say. You know what to say. It's just like part of you. It's part of being in flow. And most of us in a workday, if we're lucky, have at least some moments of that where we're just like living in our genius and doing what we can do. And it just is like, feels awesome. And I feel like I'm contributing and all of those things. Very rarely does that way of being get transitioned into marketing, because we're so busy We're distracted by the amount of doing we have to do. We have to do lots of things. This is what the world is telling us. I want to make my business profitable. I got to have this and I got to have this and I got to post every day and I got to post at 10 o'clock, even if I have a meeting at 10 o'clock. And then like all of these things, we get so distracted by the doing that it actually takes us out of our way of being that best contributes to our mission and to the world. So how can we associate more our way of being with taking action than just the number of things that we're doing?
Yeah, well, I think that too, what you said in there is very, very important, and that people doing what they feel like they have to do, right? Because we're told we're told we're supposed to be taking this crazy action and doing all this kind of stuff. And is that really productive, right?
Right.
Because is that, like you had mentioned, is that in your certain zone of genius? Is that in what? Yeah, and I spoke about this in another marketing tip last week, and that is staying in your lane, doing what you were gifted and God created you to do, right? I mean, you could get way off track. And I'm sorry, but those people that tell you that you have to constantly work on your weaknesses, bad idea, waste of time. Now, that doesn't mean
time.
Yeah, I mean, it doesn't mean that you can't become better at things, and that's not a good thing. It's just that you need to really put out there what you were meant to do, what you were really good at, and refine that. Then you can bring other people in that can help you be better. And a lot of time that just takes delegating out to them. That's what I do. I don't do my taxes. I don't do my financial stuff. I give that to people who understand that and know what the heck they're doing, right?
So and enjoy doing that. Right? Like, yeah. I don't enjoy doing that. It zaps all of my energy. So why don't I outsource that to somebody who enjoys doing that? But also like equally, I was in a sales coaching program years ago. And I remember the coach telling me that I had to outsource my social media. And I was like, why would I do that? Like, I get so much joy out of doing social media. And I get that not everybody gets joy out of doing that, except I do. So why would I take joyful activities out of my day-to-day and replace them with less joyful activities? That doesn't seem like the path to sustainability, and it's not. But we're taking this advice every day because we see other people and they're farther along in their journeys and they must know better than me what I need to do. So I should just do what they say. The problem is it doesn't work. And then people cycle through all of these experts and they try a whole bunch of things and the things don't work. And then instead of them saying like, oh, well, that map didn't work for me, that blueprint doesn't work for me, they start to think there's something wrong with themselves. And now they start to try to change who they are in order to execute on someone else's template. And now you're just taking yourself farther and farther away from what you are here to do. And I mean, honestly, at some point, people end up going on the whole journey back. Right? Now I got to go on this whole journey back to recover what I started with in the first place, but got distracted from.
Well, and you know what? You just gave me a great thought. And so my amazing teammate and Ever, who does all the hard work and the heavy lifting when it comes to these shows, Ever, write this down as we're doing it. But I need to put out an ad and tell people one of my pet peeves, and that is, okay, forget trying to recreate yourself. Don't recreate yourself. Okay. Get better at who you are. Right. So I need to put that message out there. Ever, we're going to work on that. So just take it and do it. Anyway, because I'm constantly thinking, people are saying, yeah, I'm recreating myself this year. You know what? Not a good idea, because what are you doing? What? You're trying to become somebody you're not. You're trying to be somebody else. What you need to do is you need to do exactly what Tracy is saying. You need to focus in on your zone of genius. What are your superpowers? What are you good at? Become better at that and learn how to delegate and get help from your community on the things you're not good at. That will help you become better. When you becoming better and working on yourself and doing all that is a good thing. Absolutely. But trying to change who you are, not a good idea. And I know that may not be what everybody means by that phrase, but that is what that phrase says. Trying to recreate yourself. Don't recreate yourself. God's already created you with the amazing talents and abilities you have. You're awesome already. Just get better at that, right, Tracy?
Well, and I think the interesting thing is this like underlying belief, like what's the underlying belief that leads to somebody believing they need to recreate themselves? That there's something wrong here, right?
Right.
Like there's something wrong here and I need to recreate something different than that. But I'm with you, Russ. Like, one, there's nothing wrong here, right? And that doesn't mean you don't have trauma or hard times or struggles or a lack of cash flow or like things that are real for you. That can be true. And also, there's nothing wrong here. If we're constantly looking for what's wrong here and how we have to fix it, we're always going to be distracted from what we could do, right? Because I'm not even spending any amount of mental or emotional calories on what I could do with what I have. I'm always trying to get another level of education, or I should know this. I have to practice. This is even like when coaches get trained, they have an X amount of coaching hours that they need to accomplish in order to graduate their program. And so people get caught up. Well, I can't be a coach until I've coached for 100 hours. Well, that's what your program says, right? From a licensing perspective. But does that mean you're not like walking around your family wearing your coach hat or your community wearing your coach hat? Probably not, if that is an actual part of your identity, right? I look back now and I'm like, I used to do this in high school, not because I was a trained coach, but because that's how I see people. I was on the yearbook committee when I was in high school, and I used to take a camera and walk around the hallways because I thought everyone deserved to be in the yearbook in a candid photo and not just their own like profile photo. You got all the popular kids who are in all the photos, right? And I was like, no, I think everyone deserves to be in the yearbook. So like literally I would spend my lunchtime searching for people with a list so I could check off every single student. And that's not because someone told me to do that. That's because that is who I am. That is what I believe when it comes to community and belonging and people being seen. That's a Tracy thing. And when I can build my business, I can build my marketing off of being Tracy, what Tracy would do, then what ends up happening is that everything feels easy because that's what you would do. You would do that.
Right.
So
Right.
you don't have to think about what you would do. You just have to be yourself.
See, and I am a firm believer in exactly what you just said. I think everybody has value for somebody. So you're talking about coaching, right? Everybody has something they're good at that they can help somebody else with. It doesn't matter how. It's just like now my children who are adults, 34 and 32, teach me so much. I've got way more years of experience, but they are so much better than me at so many areas. I mean, extreme amount of areas. I mean, I'm just giving up and letting them just tell me what to do. No, but it's just, and it's important to learn that we all have value for somebody. So you could go into a situation right now. Maybe somebody is struggling with a relationship and you have an amazing marriage and relationship and you have some words of wisdom for them. What are those words? What has made your marriage last? What has worked good in your life? People need that. People struggle with that, right? Maybe it's just like their business is really struggling. Your business is doing awesome. Well, give them a few tips on what you're doing. You can coach them that way. And so I think that people sell themselves short. I think they sell themselves short on what they can really do. And I think that it's so important that everybody, again, stays in their lane, focuses in, thinks about how they can help other people and listen to people like you that have got great wisdom.
Well, and I mean, I also think like when we extrapolate this kind of ways of being or connection opportunities into a marketing component, I think a lot of times people think this has to be about my services, right? So like I'm a marketing I like to call myself an authentic marketing advisor, right? I'm an authentic marketing advisor. So if I show up and I'm having a conversation with somebody, it should be about marketing. And a lot of times it ends up about marketing because honestly, I just see the world as brands, right? So like that's how my eyes see it. And that's how I interpret things. But I remember having a coffee chat with a new connection of mine, and we're both in the marketing industry. So I assumed we'd probably talk about marketing related things. Except what she ended up revealing to me was that she had just found out she was pregnant and she was feeling really sick and she didn't know what to do. If she should like tell her boss. She was supposed to host this event the next week, but she was so sick she didn't know if she was going to be able to do it. And you could tell in that moment, she just needed to tell somebody that like all of this was happening. And so we ended up spending like 90 minutes just talking about parenting and how like everybody's pregnancy journey is different and how everybody's parenting journey is different. And there's no one right way to do things, but there is your way and you guys will figure out what your way is. And there's no one right or wrong. And I could say like, this is what I would do, but that doesn't mean that you should do it. Right. And all of these things. And it just like, it wasn't an agenda. It was just like what feels like it needs to be said today. And I remember getting off that call and I haven't talked to that lady again. I'm not sure how she's doing, but I remember getting off that call and just thinking, that's what I needed to do with my 90 minutes today. And I felt like so good about it. And has that turned into a client for me? I don't even know, right? Because now that goes out into the universe and turns into like the universal grapevine of things. And maybe, right? Or maybe not. But also our mindset as to like, oh, if I show up and I be myself and it adds value, that's good. Keep doing that. Versus, oh, if I waste, quote unquote, air quotes for those of you who are just listening, if I waste 90 minutes of my time that I should have been spending on trying to sell someone something, like even as you say those things, like how does that feel in your body? Does the second one create resonance for you? Because I mean, personally for me, it does not, but the first one does. I just be here for someone who needed it for 90 minutes. That feels good to me. Right. It creates more energy. It allows me to continue to serve in a more meaningful way. And if we're not doing those things and we're constantly doing things that feel ugh, then right. Like how sustainable is that? It's just not.
Well, and I think that it's true. I mean, okay, people could take this statement the wrong way, and I get that. You know, people will say, do what makes you feel good. Okay, there's a problem with that in some areas, but all in all, if you're feeling good about what you're doing and you feel like things are clicking and you can see the results, you're in the right space, you're in the right zone. Because as you, like you said, as you're creating energy, one thing I love about live streaming is I love having these great conversations with people like you, Tracy, and I'm good at it. I mean, I'm going to pat myself on the back, and it's not that I'm the world's greatest and that I'm looking for a bunch of praise, but I'm good at inspiring people, uplifting, having a good day, and making other people feel happy about what we're talking about. That's okay. That's something I love to do. And that's why I love doing this. Why I've been doing it for so long. I know that I'm in the right space with this, right? It doesn't mean because a million people show up or things are, I'm always the most popular one. I could care less about that. If one person shows up and I make an impact on their life, I feel like I've made a difference, right? I mean, that's great for me. I'm happy. So
but also like when you do something that you love, it adds value to you by doing the activity, right? It increases your energy. It increases your belief. It increases your connection. All of these things are foundational elements to building a business. So is it possible that those things are disconnected and not ending up in the goals and that you're trying to create? Absolutely, that it is. And it's important to make sure that those dots are connected. But like you say, because I'm like you, Russ, I have my own live stream. Every time someone invites me to come on a live stream, I'm like, yep, sign me up, because I have fun doing it. I get to take the rest of my energy that's created in this into the rest of my day. I always have ideas for content that comes up from having a great conversation, right? So when you do the things that you feel like contribute to you as much as they contribute to the market, now you've got a sustainable strategy because you want to show up and do it. And then you end up like my shows and Rush's shows that get like my show's booked out until June. It's April, right? Like I did, not because I'm trying really hard, right? But because I have lots of great conversations and then I want to continue those conversations on my show. It's easy. It's easy for me to get guests. I'm not like, oh my God, I need a guest for my show. What are the things that you can tap into that are joyous for you? And how can you harness those from a marketing perspective? So dare I say, you can have a little bit of fun.
Exactly. Well, and when you're having fun, people see it. When you're having fun, you're making a difference in how other people are looking at their life. And I think that's so important. So, okay, we are out of time, Tracy. We always run out of time so quickly. Tell me what your gold nugget of the day is. Tell everybody what you want them to remember. And then how do people get in touch with you?
I would just say, like, find some fun, right? If you feel like your marketing today is not fun, go on an exploratory journey to discover some. And if you find some, then double down on what you find. And if you can't find some, then come chat with me. I'm very good at finding fun. You can find me on LinkedIn. That's probably the best place to connect with me. Come and chat. Let's have a coffee chat. I love to dive into new personal brands. It's like what keeps my light glowing. So yes, please connect.
So good. So good. Well, all that information magically appeared below you, and it's in also ticking along the bottom, the LinkedIn address. And I'm telling you, everybody, you need to connect with Tracy. You can click it. It's clickable in the show notes and the comments, so you can get there easily. You don't even have to remember. So please do that today. And Tracy, as always, awesome. Thanks so much for being here. Hang tight in the green room for just a second. I'll be right there. Oh, there you go. I cut her off again. Well, listen, there's all the information, everybody. Don't forget, please connect with Tracy. She is an amazing soul, amazing person. And I'm telling you, you're going to be blessed that you did. Also want to remind you, the marketing tip of the day, take action. So important. We talked about that today in our conversation too. Please share that with friends. It's going to come out on YouTube Shorts, all social media. Would love for you to do that. And how do you do that on YouTube? Well, you subscribe to my YouTube by going to marketingwithruss.live. Marketingwithruss.live is a place to find that. Also, you can still, even if you're watching this on replay or you missed most of it, you can still watch it and share it with your friends, tag your friends, even after the fact. It will be sitting there on LinkedIn, YouTube forever, Facebook for the next 30 days. So please do that. Please share this out with people. And don't forget, it converts to audio podcasts. You can listen on iTunes, Spotify, whatever you like. And if you're getting ready for work or whatever you do, you can still listen if you don't have time to watch. So don't forget to do that. I'm so thankful for all of you being here today. I'm so thankful for everybody sharing this. I understand that everybody's busy. I understand that not everybody can watch live. So thank you. Whenever you're watching this, appreciate that. Or whenever you're listening to this, go to russhedge.com today for more information on me. I would love to connect with you. Simple. You know my name, russhedge.com. And don't forget to subscribe on YouTube. You just go to marketingwithruss.live. Same name as the show. Should be simple for you to remember. And I appreciate you all being here. Until we see you this coming Thursday, 8 a.m. Pacific Daylight Time. Have a blessed week. Talk to you soon. Bye, everybody.
Thanks for joining us for this week's episode of Marketing with Russ, aka #RussSelfie. Be sure to subscribe in your favorite podcast app so that you don't miss a single episode. Have an amazing day.